a scary scene at last night's Buffalo Bills football game. Safety Damar Hamlin collapsed on the field and needed to have his heart restarted. Tonight, we learned more about that injury that the player suffered. 7 News reporter Zach Grady live tonight covering that. Zach.
Jeff, the Buffalo Bills and Cincinnati Bengals Monday night football game stopped due to a medical emergency. After talking with local cardiologists, we learned just how uncommon this injury is, even in a high-contact sport.
Here's Higgins wide open.
Bills defensive back Damar Hamlin remains in critical condition at a Cincinnati hospital after suffering a cardiac arrest Monday night, making a first-quarter tackle.
If your chest gets impacted hard enough, it can throw your heart rhythm out of sync. Within 10 seconds, you might be able to stand up and recognize something's wrong, but you collapse.
CPR was given on the field to the second-year safety, as well as oxygen, before being taken away in an ambulance more than 16 minutes after he collapsed.
Every second counts, and if you have that sort of lull, if you don't get there fast enough, it gets harder and harder to resuscitate.
While football is certainly a strenuous contact sport,
football is actually one of the safer ones, so 1 in 35,000.
Willis means 1 in every 35,000 cases of this particular injury happen on a football field yearly. In baseball, it can happen 1 in every 20,000 cases. Basketball, which is defined as a non-contact sport, it happens once every 8,000 cases. Even with low case numbers, a scene like this hits home for athletic trainers like Robert Brooks at Indian River Central.
It's always on your mind. I mean, always. You always worry about, well, what ifs? What if something happens, a cardiac event happens on the field?
Brooks adds at Indian River, the school has a plan ready to be put into action if this sort of medical emergency happens at a home game. The plan is also in the hands of the ambulance crew on the sidelines. Jeff?
Zach Grady, thank you.
Here in the North Country, 7 News spoke with a cardiologist to learn more about what happened on the field in Cincinnati. Dr. James Willis of Cardiology Associates of Northern New York says that although football is a high-contact sport, it is actually not the most dangerous when it comes to cardiac arrest. Willis says this injury has a likelihood of occurring in 1 in 40,000 cases. In comparison, an incident of cardiac arrest can occur in baseball once in 20,000 cases and once in 8,000 cases in basketball.
Heart's 4 muscular bags and has a very sophisticated network of electrical of nerves that run through the heart that make the heart contract. Without that electrical activity, you have no action. The impact suddenly to your chest hitting the heart disrupts the electrical activity of your heart.
Willis says the rapid response on scene was a major factor in being able to restart Hamlin's heart. Stay tuned at 6 to find out about how local teams prepare for emergencies of their own.